Hi, I'm Bob Schrupp, physical therapist.
Brad Heineck, physical therapist.
And together we are the most famous physical therapists on the internet.
In our opinion, of course. Bob, what are we going to talk about?
Well, I think you're talking about a numbering system, aren't you, Brad?
Right. We're going to talk about some shoes. Now, Bob and I are both avid exercisers. We both like to run, and we know of the advantage of getting the right pair of shoes for your feet so you can keep your feet and your knees as well as hips up to your back healthy with the right footwear. And if you are a runner, you know once you find a shoe that you like, you keep buying it because it makes you feel good. If you don't know what kind of shoes you want and you're looking, this is how you can go through the system. And I'm going to talk about New Balance shoes in specific. I used to run with New Balance all the time, and I still like them, but for some reason I went to ASICS. Someone suggested I bought some ASICS, and I liked them, so I stick with them. But I think New Balance makes an excellent product. And if you're going to look through New Balance, they've just got a new system out. I just went to the store and talked to the sales rep about it, and they have a numbering system that came out recently, and it's a real nice, convenient numbering system if you know what the numbers mean.
Right.
So that's what we're going to talk about.
You want to start with these, or you want me to bring that?
Well, let's look at the basic numbering system.
I'll bring this up.
Okay, well, we'll bring this out so you can see this. You got a good shot of this, Nancy? On the shoe box, you're going to see these numbers. The first is going to be a letter. That is gender, male or female. And then there's going to be a series of 3 or 4 numbers. Okay, the first 1 or 2, if it's, it starts at 4, so obviously it's only going to be 1 digit. Then once it gets to 10, it goes to 2 digits. Those tell the performance level. It goes from 4 all the way up to 20. Almost always the higher the number, the higher performance and the more expensive the shoe. The last 2 digits...
When you say performance, Brad, you're just saying better materials, or what are you saying by performance?
Typically they're lighter, they might be made out of better material, and you have to actually look into it a little bit closer.
Would you actually find a 1 on those?
No, 4 is the lowest.
Oh, 4 is the lowest.
4 is the lowest.
So 4
20
is
the highest, but I know they skip from 15 to 20.
So 4 is a low performance shoe.
Right.
I mean, okay.
Yeah, and even that's going to be a, fairly, it's not going to be a $20 shoe that you find at Walmart. So what we're looking at here, and then we go to the next numbers. These 2 numbers tell what characteristics the shoe is designed for. For example, if it's a cushioning shoe for a pronate or a flat-footed person, or if it's a stability shoe for someone with a normal or a neutral arch. And actually at the store I went to, they had these 2 numbers. They have a chart. So 40 is for optimum control. That's a motion control person if these 2 numbers are 40. If you're neutral foot, it's 80. And if it's 00, that's for someone for competition. For racing, it's probably a very light shoe.
You said 80 is a neutral foot, so that's the average foot?
Right.
Okay.
And you're going to have to look through this and probably have someone that knows these shoes and to give you detailed questions to make it sure.
So you can go to a store and will they have a sheet like that available?
Well, actually, I went to in La Crosse, Wisconsin at Rogan's Shoes, and Rogan's is a chain. They had this right out on display. They said, "Could you make a copy of this? This is really handy to know as a therapist, so I can talk to people and get them steered in the right direction." And then the second 2 numbers is color code, which everyone wants to get the right color. The least important thing about the shoe is the color, in my opinion. But color is what sells a lot of times. And then the last one is the generation of the shoe. So if it's a 1. And it's a model 1080, that was the first time they made this shoe, and they probably made millions of them. But if they redesign it, change the color a little bit, they'll put a 2 there, and so each time there's a number higher, that's the next generation.
So generally, if you found a shoe you like, and it's a 1080, if you go back and it's you had a 1081, if you go back and you have a 1083, you probably have a fairly good likelihood that it's going to be a decent shoe for you. I mean, more likely than...
Right. The general characteristics are probably the same. This is something that you'd probably have to talk to a New Balance rep or a good sales rep that knows their shoes and how
it changed.
If that manufacturer changed it. You really have to be careful with shoes. I remember once I had a pair of New Balance. I knew exactly what number I wanted. I was going to get a cheaper pair, ordered them through a catalog online. It wasn't existing at that point. and I got the exact same shoe, and it was too small, same size and everything.
Really?
I looked into it, it was made in a different factory in a different country.
Wow.
And I was a little upset. So that might have been when I went to ASICS too, I'm not sure.
They won't let you return it?
Well, I had to put it in a box, go to UPS and mail it, and it's like, I don't have time for this.
Sure.
I gave it to my friend who would fit his shoe, and I owed him a favor anyway, so it worked out good, you know how things work out. So these number codes are really handy if you know what they are. Let's bring this back once.
Sure.
So we can see, if you look at the shoe box, if you want to zoom in here, it's right here. Okay, this is the M, the 10 is the performance, and the 80 is the characteristics. R, the color, it's a red shoe, or RG, I'm not sure, it must be red and green, and then this is the 3rd generation for this particular shoe. Let's take a look what this shoe looks like. This one came out of the box, sure enough, red and green. Okay, here's the numbers here, it's a 1080. So the shoe will have the numbers somewhere on it typically. And you can see it's a nice shoe, and there's what it's designed for, made for. It's
So we broke the code, Brad.
yeah, we broke the code, so if you're looking for New Balance, la-di-da, there you go. So I hope
All right.
it's helpful for you, and
Good luck.
yeah.